Welcome, guys. This is the MMA Neighborhood. I'm Devin.
And I am Steven.
And we are back for this year's summer blockbuster card of the year, baby. UFC 276. Adesanya versus Cannonier, baby, for that middleweight title.
Aye.
And this card is stacked. It's high. We also got the featherweight title on the line between Alexander Volkanovski and the blessed Max Holloway in the trilogy to answer it all, man. Who's the best featherweight ever? But before we get into those hot championship fights, we got this hot card to go over.
Oh, my
Steve-O,
goodness.
Start us with these prelims because it's so hot I can't bear right now.
Like Devin said, this card is stacked. Everyone knows it. And I'm going to start off, we're just going to breeze through the early prelims to the prelims. Then we could go to the main card. Early prelims, you have Jessica Rose Clark going down starting it off. Then you have Jessica Eye, Macy Barber. Then you have Uriah Hall finishing the early prelims. Solid 3 fights already.
Damn.
And that starts at what? 3 o'clock Pacific time? Get out of here.
Uriah Hall in the early prelims?
Hey, you know what I'm saying, baby? Boy. Dude, then you have Brad Travasa, something like that. Yeah, that's what's up. Then you have Jim Miller versus Donald Cerrone after that.
Oh, Cerrone's making it this time to the show.
And Jim Miller was supposed to fight Bobby Green, who was supposed to be on the main card. Originally, Bobby Green had the fallout. Then Donald Cerrone stepped in, and they moved it from the main to the prelims, and I'm completely happy with that.
Yeah, that's cool. And don't mention Cerrone just backed out like the last 2 fights.
Yeah.
Fell through against Joe Lozon, so he booked it with Jim Miller, who's a veteran. It's a rematch, too. So it's a good fight for the prelims. It's hot.
And then you have Ian Gary versus Gabriel Green. And then to finish the prelims off, Brad Riddell versus Jalen Turner. Damn. This is blockbuster, as some people would say. You know what I'm saying, baby?
It truly is.
Come on.
And now we entered that main card, baby. And guess who's starting this show, baby?
I know.
The Sugar Show,
That's
baby.
Right, baby.
Sugar Sean O'Malley finally taking on a top 10 opponent in
Pedro Munoz.
There we go, baby. Pedro Munoz, dude, is a beast, dude. And he's been fighting the high-level competition in the bantamweight division. He's taking on all the legends. He's taking on Aldo, Edgar. The list goes on.
Dominic
Cruz. Dude, this fool's been fighting everybody. And Sugar Sean O'Malley hasn't.
And he's been losing to everybody.
Dang.
By the way, Pedro Munoz last 3 fights. No, actually, let's go after the last 5. Lost to Dominic Cruz, then he lost to Aldo, but he won against Jimmy Rivera. Then he lost to Frankie Edgar, and then he lost to Aljamain Sterling. He's 1-4 in his last 5 fights.
Damn.
Pedro Munoz is.
You're right. He has taken on the top of the top, cream of the crop, but he has lost the majority of all of them.
Yeah.
But man, he can't count him out. He's tested himself. He didn't look bad in any of those fights.
No,
he looked pretty good. He came close in a lot of them.
Yeah.
And Sugar Sean O'Malley is finally taking that stepping stone to enter the top 10, baby. Do you think he's gonna have some success against Pedro Munoz?
Bro, this is dude. I feel like it's gonna be a stand-up battle. I think Pedro Munoz might. He's gonna faint a lot with the. He's going to faint down a little bit with the fake takedowns and shit, trying to fake out Sugar Show. You know what I'm saying? Just level changes, this and that. I wouldn't be surprised if he's circling around Sugar a lot, trying to like keep him guessing, maybe trying to keep him going backwards, pedaling backwards. You know what I'm saying? Really trying to put the pressure on him because you can't just stay on the outside because Sean, he's got long reach, he's got long limbs. He'll piece you the fuck up really easily. So, it's really on Pedro Munoz's fight to lose.
Damn. I mean, you better bring up some great points. Pedro can't sit on the outside. He'll get pieced up. We already know the Sugar Show. That's all he's about, man. That range. He's got these flashy kicks that come out of nowhere. And if you stand in front of him, you're going to get your lights put out.
Yeah.
Pedro Munoz, you're right. He has to come forward, dude. He has to make it his fight. He has to come forward and take the fight to Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yes. If
he does the level change, I'm a little nervous about that because I think O'Malley has a nice knee coming for his way if he tries to do any of that fancy stuff. But I would like to see Pedro Munoz calf kick, leg kick, because as we've seen in the past, O'Malley had a little problem against Chito Vera.
That was one fight.
And his only loss in his career was 2 leg kicks. Pedro Munoz got a mean fucking leg kick. If you watch his fight that he did win against Jimmy Rivera, dude, it was like a leg kick battle. It was like one of the greatest leg kick battles back and forth. So O'Malley, as I do think he's got the tools to smoke Munoz up, with the range and everything,
Yeah.
he's got to be careful with those leg kicks.
And I do want to shout out to Pedro Muniz's Dominic Cruz fight. Even though my boy Dominic Cruz won respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Pedro Muniz did have him hurt for a second. But I was surprised by Muniz's striking speed with his hands.
Yeah.
Holy shit, were they fast.
Yeah.
And that worries me.
He's fast, man.
If he could get in the inside of Sean, and, you know, that's a dangerous position. But as we've seen in the past fights of Sugar Show, you know what I'm saying? He's very good at spinning out of danger. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not too worried about it, but I am worried that, you know, we've never seen Sean get hit really fucking hard.
True, he hasn't really took a hard shot yet, and
You
Pedro
know.
Munoz is the one to do it too. You've seen him lay Garbrandt lights out. You know, a few have. It still takes some good power, and Munoz has that power. And you know, like you said, O'Malley's got circle, baby. He's got a circle move. He cannot let this boy pin him against cage and get off on him.
Yeah,
can't let him take him down. Munoz brought up a great point. He thinks he's more durable than O'Malley. And he thinks he can break O'Malley. He says, yeah, O'Malley wins, but he's always hurt at the end of the fight. So.
But you know what? That I've been hearing him say stuff like that. Seems kind of out of character, don't you think, for Pedro?
I think he's trying to find an answer for him to win, like something.
But I think him unnecessarily coming out of character to shit talk shows a sign of weakness. You know what I'm saying? So I'm, you know, can we go in predictions now?
Go ahead.
You know, I'm going for a second round knockout by my boy Sugar Show O'Malley, baby. Come on. Come on.
Can I ask if you can predict what color hair he's going to wear?
I think it's going to be the same that it.
I'm going to go red, white, and blue because it's 4th of July weekend, baby. Let's go.
Who do you got?
I want to see some fucking fireworks on this shit. I want to see Sugar Sean O'Malley light this boy up with some fireworks. Pedro Munoz, though, man, he's a dangerous guy, dude. Honestly, in every fight, it's so hard to count him out. One thing I did notice after the first round, he does kind of slow down.
Yeah.
So I think Munoz might even take the first round, and O'Malley's got to piece him up on the 2 and 3. I think he's going to go decision, though.
Really?
Yeah, Munoz is a beast. And it's hard to put out, brother. So
Sean hits hard, bro.
Sean, he might rock him and hurt him, but I don't know if he's gonna finish him.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go. I want the 4th of July fireworks, and I know we're gonna get it, but I don't know if it's gonna be an explosive knockout. But it's gonna be a hell of a fight to start this fucking main card.
Who do you got?
And I can't wait. I'm gonna go Sugar Sean O'Malley decision.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. And finally, he might enter that top 10.
Oh,
we will see if he is worthy for the top 10 bantamweights.
Now we're gonna move on to a welterweight bout. The ruthless Robbie Lawler versus Brian Barberena.
This is hot, dude. I'm actually happy because this was originally on the prelims, and they moved it up because Misha Tate and Lauren Murphy got pushed to the next pay-per-view, or next card. So I'm stoked for this dude. Right, Robbie Lawler, his last fight against Nick Diaz, he looked better than he's looked in the last year or two. So if he shows up like that, he's got a solid chance against Brian Barberena. But Brian Barberena, if you watch his last fight against Matt Brown, holy fuck, that shit was fucking insane, dude. So I'm really stoked because this low-key could be a fight of the night. There's so many fight of the nights to call on this one. But, dude, this is a low-key banger that's going under the radar right now, bro. Lawler and Barberena is a banger, dude.
Yeah, and speaking from other podcasts that we've done, you always statistically go against Brian Barberena. Statistically,
so
you always go
up the stats in this one. And I'm actually leaning towards Barberena. Yeah.
No way. You're actually going to go for him?
All right, listen, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, honestly, this card to me has been the hardest card of late that I can think of to pick fights, pick winners.
It's a tough one.
And this isn't the hardest fight. There's one after this or coming up. But this is one of the tough ones. And I love Robbie Lawler. I think I even picked Nick Diaz in the last one because I thought Lawler was done.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
He showed up, and I was like, fuck. If Lawler shows up like that, yeah, it's his, dude. But going off Ryan Barberena's last fight, he just, his volume is insane, bro. And when I seen Robbie Lawler get against Covington, Covington's volume is too much for Lawler. It froze him up.
Well, Covington is just another animal.
He is, but
in that aspect.
I mean, Barberena has a good volume as well, and I think it's going to freeze up Lawler too much. And Lawler's not going to get enough time to throw some shit. So I think Lawler's going to freeze up again. And he might crack him a couple times, but I don't think he's gonna be like Nick Diaz. And Nick Diaz gave him all the, Nick Diaz was a standing punching bag.
He gave him all the space in the world to do what he wanted.
But Barberina's gonna be on him, and I think he's gonna drown Lawler a little bit. Won't finish him, but it's gonna be a back and forth banger again. I'm gonna go with decision, Barberina.
Another decision? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let me tell you this though. Let me say this. Brian likes to get hit.
He does.
He likes to get hit, and Robbie Lawler is. Before that Nick Diaz fight, he was on a 4-fight losing streak. Yeah. It hasn't been looking good for him. Surprised he's still fighting, but that Diaz fight, maybe it lit a little flame under him. You know what I'm saying?
I hope so, man.
I'm really expecting a hungry Robbie Lawler.
Who doesn't miss the ruthless Lawler, man?
No.
Who doesn't miss that?
Come on, baby. Come on.
Rory McDonald and stood in his face with a fucking busted lip and blood
and just
dripping.
Spits on the canvas.
If that Lawler shows up, hands down, he will win, man. But I just don't know if he's there. I fucking hope he is, though.
Robbie Lawler by knockout. Ooh. By knockout, baby. I'm conflicted. You know what? I'm going balls to the wall. First round knockout, Robbie Lawler. Hey, come on, baby. Yeah, baby. Dude, we're doing it.
I think I would have been with you, but Matt Brown failed me, man. And he was so close to beating Barberina, and it didn't happen. So I'm gonna trade sides.
But you know what? It's like you said. There's so many fights on this card. Early prelims, main card. All these can be fight of the night. Every fight of this card can easily take the fight of the night award.
I wasn't even talking about I said every fight on this card could be its own fight night.
Oh,
you feel me? Like
easily.
Barberina, fight night. Sugar Valley versus Minos, fight night, dude. All these fights could be their own fight nights.
Yeah,
but we as fans got fortunate to have it all in one banger.
But now I'm saying that any one of these fights could take away the performance of the night.
Oh yeah,
easily, hands down. And with that being said, we're going to go to the next fight. Oh. It's a middleweight bout. The Sean Strickland versus Alex Pereira.
Boy, if you don't know anything about Alex Pereira, look him up. He's a Glory champion in 2 divisions. And he's entered his way to the UFC because he's going after one man. And that is the main event title holder, Israel Adesanya. He has 2 wins over in kickboxing. Mm-hmm. But to get to that man, he first has to climb his way up the division. It's stacked. And the UFC has gave him a golden bone, a little bone right now, and said, hey, you beat Strickland, rank 4 guy. We will give you the winner of the main event, Adesanya Cannonier. So this is, I think, this Pereira's shot. If he blows this, he's going to be looking for a long road to get back up.
Yeah. But there's a lot of fighters for him to get back into contention easily.
This is it, dude. They're setting this up perfectly for him.
Yeah.
And he needs to capitalize on this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Strickland's been talking a lot of shit.
Oh, when doesn't he?
I know, right?
When doesn't he, that fucking loser?
He says they gave UFC blessed him with a striker because they want him to get to the belt faster. And Strickland says that's why he's going to wrestle.
Like a bitch.
Yeah, so hopefully...
Well, don't even get me started on this,
hopefully
dude.
he wrestles and he catches a fucking flying knee to his face and we see a quick first-round knockout.
Come on!
That's my firework of the night, baby. Let's go, baby. Strickland, before I get too biased, he does have the tools set to beat Pereira.
Yeah.
He could cage wrestle. He could make this fight really fucking boring. But if the MMA gods are on our side, we will see a knockout.
Now, I was gonna come in this fight really easy, short and sweet.
Yeah.
Basically, that's how I see this fight going. Sean Strickland, he's gonna wrestle. He talks so much crap. You would think he was knocking everybody out, but he's only knocked out one person in the past 6 fights. It's like he just goes to decision every time. He's a boring fighter.
Yes, he hides behind his jab. He moves a lot.
He's a boring fighter. For how much shit he talks, he's a straight up boring fighter.
Yeah, he's not very damaging. He's just
he's a
volume kind of safe. Plays safe.
He's all talk, no bite, and basically, I'm going for Alex Pereira. And number 2, Sean Strickland is a piece of shit human being. Fuck him and everything he stands for. Honestly, fuck that guy. And you could tell him I said that shit because I don't give a fuck. Yeah, he might beat my ass, but I'll still say it to his fucking face.
Well,
so I hope Alex Pereira knees him in the face so hard it dents him like Cyborg. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be out of commission for 5 years and never come back.
God, the hate is
fuck him.
The hate is strong on you. Jesus Christ.
No, I'm sorry.
You go from a guy who's if he makes this boring, you better hope the exciting fighter Alex Pereira fucking just lights this boy up.
No, that's what I'm hoping for. Now that was a very biased opinion.
It was. We still want to know your guys' opinion in the neighborhoods because we know us.
Oh.
Steven's got a lot of hatred right now for that guy. But we would love to know who you guys' picks are, especially now because we're moving on to the cold.
Woo! Come on.
Evening. Now this is when if it wasn't hot for you, it's gotta be hot for you now. It's the trilogy. It's the featherweight titles on the line. Alexander the Great, Volkanovski's taking on Max Bless Holloway for the third fight. Oh my God! It's gonna determine who's the greatest featherweight of all times, in my opinion.
No, false.
How?
First of all, say hypothetically, before we even get to the fight, hypothetically, if Alexander Volkanovski wins,
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's the GOAT of the featherweight? Are we forgetting about Aldo?
He beat Aldo.
So what? Aldo was undefeated for 9 or 10 years,
Right?
Held it down, and this dude just comes in and for what 2-3 years, and all of a sudden he's the GOAT.
I wouldn't discredit Aldo's accomplishments at all. Definitely not.
Get out of
but
here.
When I look at the featherweight division, I see Holloway smashed everybody. Right?
Well.
He's beating everybody except Volkanovski. Even though his last fight, if you guys go back, the second match, it looked like Holloway won that fight. He drops Volkanovski a couple times.
Yeah.
And I thought he won it. So to me, this fight's a 1-1 deal, right? And
In the fans' eyes, yes.
Fans, right?
Technically, no.
right, technically no, but in most fans, we got a 1-1 situation. Volkanovski, on the other hand, same thing. He's fucking beat everybody in that division. Both guys.
But
have
has
wiped-
he?
Yeah, fuck yeah. And both guys have wiped the division clean. There's really not much left.
Dude,
for either man.
I disagree.
You could disagree.
I
Go ahead.
disagree
Who's
hard.
Left? Who's left?
Who's left?
Josh Emmett
Josh Emmett, Calvin Kattar, Yar Rodriguez, fucking
for Volk.
yes, for Volk.
Okay, I'll give you that, but Holloway's already smoked fucking two of those dudes, you know? So.
Okay, that's Holloway.
Right.
I'm talking about Volkanovski. Everyone's trying to say, as you said,
wiped.
Volkanovski, he's wiped out. No, he hasn't.
But here's the thing. If
he has it, though.
If he beats Holloway, what's left? Emmett? Because Kattar and Rodriguez gone down the list. They lost, so they're going down the list.
Yeah.
So what's left? Emmett?
But I'm just saying he didn't clean out the
he
division.
didn't clean out. Holloway has, though. And
Holloway and Aldo did. In his time, Aldo did and Holloway did.
Aldo did too, but he's out of the division now. So the ones that are left is Holloway.
So that 9 years just don't count no
No,
more?
it counts. Well, as a current go of that division, as of now, right now, I think this is the battle of that. Because Holloway smoked everybody else. Alexander's got a few left, but they're not really that great. And to me, it's their last fight in featherweight. Why would these guys even fight even more in featherweight? This should be their last fight for both dudes in featherweight. They need to move on to lightweight, both of them, because they're done. They smoked that division.
That's the feeling I get from Max Holloway.
I get it from both guys. Alexander already said when he's done with Holloway, he wants to go up. Same with Holloway. He just said that too. He said when he's done with Volk, he wants to fight Oliveira because he has a win over Oliveira already.
Mm-hmm.
So both guys already looking at lightweight, and that's why I see this as the final fight in featherweight to see is the best in that division. Because dude, Holloway is the best. Volk is the best. They're both 1-1 in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys need to figure this shit out, and we get to figure it out this Saturday at UFC 276. Who's truly the best fighter? So who do you got, Steel? Break this down.
Man, we've done enough commentary about who's GOAT this, GOAT that, why this, why that. But let's start talking about the fight.
Let's get in this.
Now, Volkanovski, everyone's referencing his last fight against the Korean Zombie, which I'm not going to credit that for him looking great or phenomenal because Korean Zombie didn't deserve to be in there, in my opinion. So it's easy to look good against somebody who didn't deserve to be in there or who wasn't even on the caliber of the top 5 or even top 3. You know what I'm saying? I think that was very unwarranted, and it's easy to look good like that.
Okay.
Now, his striking has been looking good. He's been on point. I'm not going to discredit Volkanovski with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be straight up non-biased about that. He's been looking great. Max Holloway, he's put on some banger fights against Calvin Kattar.
Maybe the best ever.
Just like boxing the shit out of him. No looking,
the best boxer.
Bro. And then Yard Rodriguez, which was a wild fight.
Yeah, insane.
It wasn't looking good for Holloway in the beginning rounds, but then he won the rest of the fight easily. Yeah. So he has that grit, he pulls himself back up from the trenches and he just goes for it with the striking.
He's still a champ, as he would say.
He is still the champ, as he would say, and as I would say too. And it really is going to come down to how slick is Holloway's head movement is going to be. Is he going to be able to do those amazing things that he did against Cater and Rodriguez to kind of slip out of danger with his head, you know what I'm saying, and land those uppercuts and those jabs and get out of danger.
Beautiful.
And not mess around with those leg kicks. He has to check those or at least evade them somehow.
Or shoot him back.
Like he did in the second fight.
Yes.
He has to do these things to make this an even closer fight, or if not more in his favor.
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Volkanovski, there's not a lot much in what I think he can do because I'm not going to say he's peaked or he's at the pinnacle, but you know, he's fought Holloway twice and he's edged it out once. You know, he beat him the first time, edged it out barely the second time. So it's really, this is for Max Holloway to win and Volkanovski to lose, in my opinion.
So. Well, I love what you brought to the table here. Volk has fought some opponents that weren't maybe the title-worthy opponents.
Yeah.
But, you know, he did put on a great performance against Ortega.
Yes.
And he destroyed Zombie, whether he was meant to be or not.
Yes.
But then, you bring up Holloway. He fucking just makes Cater look like a fucking amateur, which is insane to do.
Big time.
And then does a war with Yara Rodriguez and just pulls it out like no problem with the champ heart. So I think Holloway got tested a little bit more since then.
Big time,
and
for sure.
Even evolved more.
Yeah.
And I say Volk has evolved too, obviously, but
it's hard to see it.
It's hard to see it because of the opponents they had. So now we get to see where the evolution has come to in their trilogy match.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, I mean, Volk basically had the formula in the first fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But the second fight, Max figured it out.
Exactly, with the leg kicks.
Yeah, and then the countering.
And then he dropped him and this and that. Even Brian Ortega, he dropped Volkanovski. That's how he's able to get in the submission in the first place, because he dropped him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it is possible for people to drop Volkanovski. Yeah. It's about finishing. It's about the finish. You know what I'm saying? So continue.
So Holloway, it does, in my opinion, have the leverage in this one, because in the second fight, he basically won and he fixed the holes a little bit.
Exactly.
I think the only way that Volkanovski has an edge is if he tries to grind Holloway and make it more of a grappling.
Exactly. More wrestling.
Wrestling and try to grind him out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Volk hits like a fucking motherfucker, like a train, because he came down from fucking welterweight. The dude's a beast. He hits hard. But Max has kind of figured out that range. He's got to check the kicks.
Gotcha. Yep.
He's got to, if not the head movement, he's got to have a counter just ready to place on the boy as soon as he comes in.
But that's what he did in the first fight, how he usually fights, Max Holloway. He can't just plan. He has to evade, because if he's going to go counter for counter, he's going to miss.
Right,
just like that's a mistake that he did in the first fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying he has to avoid that. He has to avoid staying in the firefight. He has to get in the pit, do your thing, and you got to have your head movement's got to be on point, like it was versus Calvin Kattar.
Yeah.
Has to. He needs, as you said, those two fights that Holloway's had, that evolved him so much. You know what I'm saying? He has to bring those elements from the Kattar fight and the Rodriguez fight, and he has to implement those in this third fight. He has to, or he's going to, like I said, this is for Holloway to win and Volkanovski to lose.
I can't
straight up.
I don't want it to go to judges again, because it's going to make my heart fucking explode out my chest. Especially when they say it's split. It's like, this judge 48-47. 48-47 Volkanovski. 48-47 Holloway. I'm like, fuck. I'm going to lose it, dude. I'm going to lose it. So Holloway finished the boy. If you don't want this, if you want your title back, I think he has to go in, land a fucking knee, an elbow, TKO him, something. Just, you can't, the judge is very risky in this one. We've seen what happened last time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Max Holloway, 4th round, TKO.
No way.
It's a ballsy one.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, you just gave me the flipping goosebumps, bro. Because I was like, he's for sure going to go for Volkanovski. I know it.
Oh, let me pause it for a second. This is the hardest pick for me tonight. Honestly.
Easily.
I can't even think
dude.
of a harder pick.
Yeah.
As a recent, honestly, like maybe Covington Usman was like the last closest match like this.
That was a very close one,
But this one I think is even closer.
This is the closest pick.
Right.
This is a tough one, man.
It's one of those positions where like there's number 1, number 2 are champs in that. Like Covington, Usman are champs in that division. Holloway and Volk are champs in this division. Let's get it done, baby.
You know, would you compare like Whitaker and Israel to this?
Beautiful. Yes. The only difference out of those three is there's a trilogy.
Yeah.
So now we finally get to see the third outcome. You know, and so and the difference is I don't think Whitaker won his last fight. I think Max Holloway did. So that's my difference. On
True that. So you have Max Holloway 4th round. I am super shocked right now.
That's me. I battled this all week, bro. I was like, Volk, Max, fuck. I don't know, man. Dude, honestly, both guys can win.
So what did you say?
Both guys can win this.
Yeah, both guys can win this, and that's the realistic take on this.
It's a toss-up.
Either one can win this, and it's super difficult, but not to drag it on.
Right.
Look, I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna go for it because I don't ever go for Volkanovski. I really don't.
You're not.
It's gonna be Max Holloway. It's Max Holloway, TKO, KO. I'm gonna say, dude. Do you think if it gets into the later rounds, I think it's gonna be all Volks. But so I'm gonna say 3rd round Holloway knockout.
Whoa.
It's gonna be before the championship rounds. Holloway's gonna finish this shit, and that is mine and Devin's pick.
Wipe my mind clean right
dude.
now. I want to know who the MMA neighbors pick is on this co-main event because this one is just a tough one to pick. Dude. But you know, whoever wins, go up to lightweight and kill Charles Oliveira. I don't care who it is. Hallway, Volk. Win it, go up to lightweight and kill that boy.
Dude,
you're nominating him for Fighter of the Year.
Who?
Charles Oliveira?
He deserves it.
He almost lost every fight.
He won though. You're so mad, bro.
But you know what's hotter than this? This is the main event of the evening. Izzy Adesanya taking on the killer gorilla Jared Cannonier for the middleweight undisputed UFC title of the world.
Oh my god.
Oh man. I mean, if you're not sweating yet.
Dude, like we just like I don't even know how long we talked about that co-main event, but I'm just like, holy crap, there's still one more fight we have to go over.
Holloway said people are gonna leave after they fight because their shit's gonna be so bad. He says they're the main event, dude.
Dude, like
I don't see people leaving, dude. We got the
there's no one's leaving. That's I mean the Volkanovski Holloway fight. That's a way more competitive fight than this one.
Well, this one's
it's way more competitive.
This one reminds me, it's the power versus technique. We got that story over and over again, right?
Yep. And you know what I always say? Technique 9 times out of 10 beats fucking power. So there you go.
So we know Steven's pick. No, this is Steven's favorite fighter. If you guys don't know and you haven't followed and you haven't subscribed and liked and all that, Steven's favorite fighter is Israel Adesanya.
And you gotta believe it.
He called him before he was champ. He's been on his nuts ever since the beginning.
I told y'all. I told it
he's
since the beginning.
Swinging hard on him, dude. Just like him on McGregor's nutsack. He's on.
There it is.
And we are going strong, baby. And
there's the McGregor.
You know what? You got a problem in front of you.
Yeah?
You got the killer gorilla, baby. And he's coming, dude, for that fucking chin, dude. And all he has to do is touch it once, baby, and it's lights out.
Yeah.
Izzy,
Now, do you think... no, you can't even say that. This is the hardest hitting person that Israel's ever fought.
Well, he reminds me of... I love you, Luke Romero. He reminds me of old, yeah. He reminds me of the old Romero that kissed Luke Rockhold. The one that actually knocked people out and made out with them afterwards.
Yeah.
But he's not as savage or Cuban, as thick-headed, but he's right there. If you're going to compare, he's right there.
Now,
dude. His power level's the same. It's right there with Rio Wells.
And I do love Jared Cannonier. I've also been really I like him as a fighter. There's no disrespect towards him. I love watching him fight. Honestly, I had him beating Whitaker when they fought not too long ago. But
that was a close fight.
Well, it was until I think he got an injury in his leg like the very first round, so it kind of impaired Cannonier.
Something happened.
Yeah, I think he got injured in the very first. He got injured in the very first round, and that kind of solidified the whole fight. But he didn't get finished, so that's cool. But anyways, Jared Cannonier, he's got hands. He came down from heavyweight.
Yeah. Big boy, baby.
Dude. And that was vicious stuff going down. But I don't know, man. I'm sorry, but he's got to be able to hit him to actually have to hurt him. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want him to say? What do you want me to say? This is, Israel Adesanya's going to put on a clinic on him.
But bro, he just...
It's
Look
gonna
how he just touches people. He's backhand Derek Brunson and bitch slap Derek Brunson back to the retirement zone, dude.
Okay, but we are forgetting. Everyone forgets that first round of the Derek Brunson Jared Cannonier fight. Derek Brunson was whooping that ass. He was outstriking him, wrestling him, grappling him. He was whooping Jared Cannonier's ass bad. And then the second round happened. Derek Brunson gets hit one time with the jab, and then he just fell apart. Like, what?
He bitch slapped him to the ground. Dude.
Bro.
Insane. That's what I'm saying. Just takes one, dude.
Okay, but
he could be getting beat up all 4 rounds, and that fifth, he tags Izzy. And
look, if you give Israel stupid, what was that?
That's getting scared. That's getting scared for a moment. First, your boy gets tagged.
Look, you can't get your. First of all, anyone would be stupid enough to give Israel 4 rounds to whoop on them and think they're going to win it in the 5th. Yeah. You're high and hilariously high,
one, baby.
Okay, this isn't Black Beast versus Volkov.
This is
all right?
Gorilla. Hey, it could be very well. Black Beast and Volkov. It's a very similar style matchup.
Nah, bro. So. Nah. First of all, okay, I see where you're going for. I'm not going to fight on that one. Okay,
don't want to sleep. Don't blink. Don't sleep.
What do you think's going to happen in the fight?
No, I want to know what you think's going to happen.
Look.
All right, no, I'll take it.
You go. Okay. Mine's going to be short and sweet to the point.
We got Izzy, dude. He's the style bender for a reason. He blends all the MMA techniques in one and creates his own. And he's taking on the most dangerous opponent in the division besides Whitaker. He's the most powerful opponent at the moment.
Yeah.
And he's been boasting him up. He wanted this guy. He wanted new blood. He told him beat Brunson so I can get you in and we could fight. And I fucking respect Izzy for that. He ain't hiding from this boy. And he wants to take on this killer gorilla. He has to be careful though, because gorilla can explode at any moment. If Izzy gets lazy in any part of this fight, it can change the whole outcome of the fight. So Izzy has to evade. I would say leg kick for Izzy, but don't get caught with the overhand when you leg kick. Fucking make sure your hands are up. But slow down Killer Gross. He's so explosive. I think the later rounds it's easy for Izzy. You know, I was kidding about the 5th round any time because the later it goes, the better it is for Izzy.
Yeah.
But you just never know. Killer Gorilla can take him out anytime. And you know me, I always like to go against Steve-O. I mean, Israel.
Well, because you never go for Izzy, so I already know your pick.
So do you? Do you think you know it?
Yes, you're gonna go for Jared Cannonier by knockout 3rd round.
I got Israel.
Am I right?
No.
2nd round?
Israel.
Get out. You're
KO.
actually going for the
KO 3rd round.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes, sir. I'm hopping on.
No.
Just for this fight.
No.
Just for this fight. I had to learn my lesson, boys. Paulo Costa destroyed. Yoel Romero, nothing happened. Still lost. So I mean, dude, if he does what he did to Costa, which is leg kick the shit out of him and just piece him up from there, it's Izzy in the bag. He's already had this type of fight. He's already proven he can beat these guys. His only challenge was fucking Han Blachowicz in fucking light heavyweight, and the only challenge in that aspect was the wrestling.
Yeah.
And I don't think Cannonier's got the heavy wrestling that he would need to beat him. And if you could beat Jan in the stand-up, you can beat Cannonier in the stand-up, in my opinion. I got Izzy.
But
3rd round.
All right.
I think he's going to piece him up. Cannonier's going to slow down. He might have some moments where he'll graze Izzy's chin. It's going to get close. Like, he'll fucking feel the wind.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to connect. Like you said, it's hard. You got to hit him.
Yeah, exactly.
So, my surprising pick is Izzy.
3rd round?
3rd round, baby.
See, to go on that wrestling thing, a lot of people think you just have to wrestle Izzy, but that's not the way, because we've seen Robert Whitaker do it in the 2nd fight. Didn't work. We've seen Marvin Vettori do it. Didn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've seen people try to do this, and it doesn't work. But what I did say after the Whitaker-Israel fight, number 2, is I said the way to beat Israel Adesanya, the way to beat my boy, is you have to get him against the cage. You have to get him in the cage and dirty box with him. That's the only way. Because
make it ugly.
You have to close the distance, and you have to make sure he can't spin out. You have to pin him against the cage.
Do you think Cannonier's got the skill set to do that?
Now, see, we're gonna see. We're gonna see, because that was the only go back to the Whitaker-Israel 2 fight. Is those were the only good parts of Whitaker's game, was when he pinned Israel against the cage and he broke up and he landed like 2 or 3 strikes on him, clean ones too. Those were the best parts of Whitaker's fight that night. Yeah. So if Cannonier could, harness that, or even acknowledge, I don't know his game plan, I don't know his strategy, but if I would say, get him against the cage, pin him, close the distance, make sure cut him off. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he can't get away. That would be his best plan, because he's got the power. We know this. And the way that Israel can't move his head is if he's pinned against the damn cage.
True.
So that would be the best bet. Israel Adesanya, first of all, he's got great footwork. He has great head movement. Leg kicks for sure. He's going to really hit the hell out of Cannonier's legs.
Dude, break them legs, boy.
It's gonna be hard. He's gonna Paulo Costa them, man.
Has to.
Brody.
I think that's his best game plan, but not get caught while he's throwing them. But just you gotta slow down this guy, dude.
But you know what? We've seen Israel do it against Paulo Costa, as you said. You know what I'm saying? That's how he won against the Romero fight, which was, everyone knows it wasn't thrilling, but he at least still won.
He kicked the shit out of his legs.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did against Whitaker. You know what I'm saying? So that's how he wins. And then he still has the great the striking. You know what I'm saying? He still has the great takedown defense. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't wrestle with Izzy, dirty box with him, clinch with him. But is he going to be able to have the skill set to, as you said, to do that? I'm going to say no, because he's not. Vittori couldn't even do that. And he couldn't even hold him down. Whitaker couldn't even do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm gonna go with probably a second. You know what? I would hate to say third round knockout like you. So I'm gonna say the second round knockout for Israel Adesanya.
Nice.
And
still unbelievable. So shocking by your choice, by the way. I couldn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I'm just so excited for these fucking fights, man. It's about damn time we get a card this lit.
Well, you know what? I honestly, most of the cards recently have been fire.
They have, but
even the fight nights have been fire.
Like our last pay-per-view was great, but the card itself didn't seem to be that spectacular, but it ended up freaking delivering every single fight.
Yeah, I think that's been the case for the past few months now. I'm going to say the past few months, even though they don't look exciting, they've performed, and it's been awesome to see. It's been awesome to see prospects and the undercard fighters to really go out there and perform and really put on a show for the fans and be like, holy shit!
Yeah,
this is a very exciting time for MMA and UFC altogether, because people are going out there and people know what they have to do to get them checks.
Hell yes, baby. And dude, I just can't wait. We want to know all your guys' picks for UFC 276. Who do you got for Izzy and Kilogirl? Who you got for the trilogy of Holloway and Volk? We want to know, does the Strickland got a chance against Rivera, dude? Is Cerrone going to show up? I don't know. Is O'Malley going to finally crack the top 10? I don't know. Is Waller going to show up? I don't know. There's so many questions to be answered, dude. And I can't wait.
Make sure to start all the way from the early prelims, because even the early prelims are fire. The prelims are fire. The main event card is fire.
Yes.
And make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff on here on the YouTube, Devin.
MMA Neighborhood.
And on the IG.
MMA Neighborhood _Grant.
And like I said, comment, like, subscribe. Tell us who you guys and gals got, because it's not the MMA Neighborhood without you. I am Steven.
I'm Devin.
And we shall see you all after UFC 276.
Woo!